Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome. Sorry to keep you waiting. I see a couple of you are here already. So my name is Sadhana, for those of you that don't know me. And this is a tarot gratitude challenge, which means that each day I am drawing a tarot card and looking to its color, its symbols, its insight for the medicine of gratitude. Specifically for my own journey, for my own life. And I've been working with a few different, very dreamy and powerful decks. And the card that I'm going to share with you today, the Justice card from the Philarkos, was very, very deep and complex. And it was really, really interesting. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit about that card. And if you don't have the deck, this is the Philarkos Tarot. I'm going to hold cards here. There we go. The Philarkos. Good morning, Jamie. I'm not sure what, for me, it's good morning. It's 10 a.m. Where are you in the world, and what time zone? Let me know. Yeah. And how are you? How are you doing today? I know that you shared with me yesterday that you're working through some pretty serious grief. And so that is always so very, very challenging. And my heart goes out to you. And this gratitude practice at this time is such a perfect, even if you can embrace it in just the tiniest of ways, it will, I don't know, it's like this little spark of medicine. And when things are very painful and very new and very raw, it can feel almost like it's a token or it's fake. And I know you didn't ask me for this, but I'm just really putting this out there because this is about the gratitude practice. And for anybody who is grieving, this is such a beautiful, beautiful offering. And if it feels artificial, there's a few things I have to offer. One is that you take it in baby steps, and that we had this practice, I believe it was in the east direction, the direction where you do tracking. The jaguar is the totem. This is when you're doing the medicine wheel practice. And that is to, especially if those that have crossed over, those that have died, if it was a challenging relationship, part of and not so much gratitude practice, but the medicine is to find the gold in the relationship. Even if it's just a tiny, tiny little sliver, in every relationship, there was some. And so that project is to find that gold. And then we can come to the gratitude of the gold. And it can cause this kind of miraculous transition and healing. And I don't know, I just remembered that. So it's really interesting when different teachers and different practices, they cross over. You're doing it in the background. Oh, well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And please know that I'm here. I'm here, and I mean that. And even if you don't book a reading with me, I'm happy to chat with you in the comments below, or in another way if I can be of service. Or feel free to email me too. All right. So my card from yesterday, where is it? Here it is. Look at these colors. I'm going to have to open my journal page too, because it was, can go right up here. These colors are just, one of the things that really, really struck me was the depth of these colors. It feels like intensity. And I have never drawn this card before. And for me, it was about, so it's a question of gratitude. What is the medicine of gratitude? What am I missing that I am not, sometimes it's hard to word questions. So writing them down is a lot easier, right? So that the piece is that I know that with gratitude practices, I can move energy within the energetic heart space if I allow whatever that is, the card is going to direct me where I need to go. And so there's something about the intensity of the color. And you know what? I can take that really superficially. Have you heard me share this before? And it's funny because just before this, like an hour ago, I was having my coffee and this video popped up about women over 50 and how to dress and about how wearing black hides your size and all this stuff. Well, I've had a wear no black clothing practice for about 7 or 8 years. And part of that is about letting in the light. And so I can take the gratitude really kind of directly and simply in that, yes, embracing color is really good for my heart. Embracing color, embracing the depth of color, and not being afraid to wear color is really good for me. So on a superficial level, that was there for me. Oh, good. You did a meditation with Jilly. I haven't. I do need to join that. That's Little Zen Crone, right? That's who you're talking about. I would love to see what she's up to and how she guides her meditations. And you sat on the beach with someone you didn't know. Oh, that's beautiful. Nice, nice. Oh, well, that's great that you're working through it. The man, wow. Okay. Well, that's great. Like just let it flow. We talked about this yesterday, right? Let it flow. I think it was Marg who said she's trying to stay on her path. And I think if we just let go of the trying and just do just be and let it be. And then you connecting with that man is really, really beautiful. So for me, embracing color is and has been quite the medicine. And also, I'm just going over, okay, there, releasing black. And what that means, and that sounds, and please do not take that the wrong way. This has got nothing to do with black skin color. This has to do with black clothing color and hiding body size, hiding body shape, hiding in certain jobs. So you know how, like if you're a photographer or you're if you're videoing an event, it's usually thought it's best to wear black so you blend into the background. You don't draw attention to yourself. A lot of waiters, servers wear black. A lot of people in uniform wear black. And it's like, if you think about it, right, it's why do they not need to be seen? I understand for a photographer, perhaps, or at an event, but they're not going to be in the photo. They're just in the background. Something to ponder. But for me, as part of my practice in embracing color, I'm really grateful for it because now I understand the frequency of wearing black and what it feels like to wear black. And if I do put on even a dress that has a significant amount of black pattern through it, I can feel it. And it does have this layer of energy. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for that. When I first glanced at the card, I saw a moon. I'm having a hard time with the light today. I might have to change my camera angle. There we go. It's a light bulb, which you probably saw. And the light bulb is kind of halfway between the green and the red. And sometimes in the dark, we need to turn on the light. Because and this is connected to the color, and some of these thoughts are kind of way out there, but we can't see the color in the dark. And maybe the medicine is in the color. And there's some power in the color and the color of healing. And I don't know, it's just, maybe that's one of the challenges about the whole moon and sun thing. In the light, in the sun, we see all the colors. In the dark, we don't see a lot of color, and the color is faded, and there's some medicine in the frequency of color. So that is just some kind of odd rambling that came up with this card, and maybe in general about this deck and the reflection of the use of color and how I use color and what, I don't know, how that plays into everything that I move through in my life. So on a less, I should open my journal because I wrote down a few points. On a more, on a deeper level, I mean, not saying that color is not deep, because there's a lot to be learned from working with color, is that figure that's in the background that caught my attention. And so I had a little conversation with her, with that figure in the corner. And if you look carefully, there's so much going on here. So first of all, is she leaning on a broom or a pitchfork? And I asked her this, and she said, well, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want it to be. So I said, are you a witch or are you a clown? And I kept asking questions and interviewing that figure that's in the background. And I should have maybe tried to put this part of the card in my thumbnail, but because it's in the corner, it was hard to do that. So if you look at this figure in the background, it's a kind of a mirror image of the woman who's in the front. And the woman in the front has a lot going on her hair. She actually has very similar hair to me. She's got some kind of a wild, colorful headdress on. And I don't know if it's made from natural things or if it's green feather boa. There's a lot going on around her neck as well too. And if you look at the figure in the background, also there is a lot going on in the headdress, and there's something around the hips that mirrors what's going on around the neck. And the closer you look and the more you look, it's like, okay, so that's like the mirror of the woman in the foreground. And so I was having this conversation with this little image in the background, and just starting to I guess the gratitude piece is that when you see the mirrors, and sometimes we can't see the mirrors because we are so wrapped up in our story, but the mirrors are always right in front of us. They're the people, they're our family, they're our neighbors that we bump into every day. The mirrors are always right there. And so sometimes we need to ask the mirrors questions. And we need to stop and pause and have deep and meaningful conversations with the mirrors instead of feeling frustrated with them, instead of avoiding them, instead of just going about our everyday busyness. And so for me, that gratitude piece was to recognize that mirror and to see that mirror. Are you a witch or are you a clown? Well, I'm both. And they're both a part of me. And is that a broomstick or a pitchfork? Well, if you want it to be a broomstick, then embrace your inner witch. And if you want to do more devil work, it's so funny because this year my card of the year is the devil card, which I have been doing a lot of work with. And I did a whole video on it, and I'll probably do another one as I work more and more with the card. And the whole idea with the pitchfork and what that represents. And now, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to actually look to the symbology of the trident, because there's a lot of medicine in the trident as well too. And so it's just really, sorry, this is a real ramble. The mirror, the symbology, the metaphor in the mirrors, if we can be playful with it, we can learn so much about ourselves, so much. And then so her eyes, and I'm not going to talk about the crow because that's a whole other half-hour ramble, but her eyes are either closed or slightly closed, looking down toward the crow or perhaps her inner gaze. So she actually didn't need to turn on the light to see the mirror image. However, if her eyes are open, yes, you do need to turn on the light to see the image in the mirror. You can just light a candle, of course. So where am I going with this? There was something here. So we have two options. Always. One is we can do the inner work. And if we have the patience and the skill, and it is a skill because it takes time and practice, to do the meditation work, we can answer all these questions on our own and in silence quietly. But sometimes we need the support and we need the directness. We need the slap in the face. We need the comfort of those that are around us in the environment. So we need to turn on the light and we need to face the mirrors that are here and with us in this three-dimensional world. And so that's what this was for me, this whole play with really embracing the mirrors. And I have been resisting some of the mirrors lately. Definitely have been resisting them. And I get that. I get that now. Because that is a piece of me. And those relationships that I've been resisting are, I have so much to learn from them. And it can happen, as always, it can happen in a breath. It can happen in one conversation. But you need to let it happen. I need to let it happen. I need to allow it to happen. And I need to make space for it to happen. So to stop and have the conversations and to ask the questions, to inquire and all of that. Yeah. All right. Oh, you saw a moon in the card. Yeah, and it's actually, I think it's a, whatever it is, it's really beautiful. And it could also be floating there because I don't see a line that attaches it to the ceiling. And it almost has a luminescent pearl in the center of it rather than a filament. Anyway, either way, it's really lovely. So yeah, so that was my gratitude piece. And this deck is, it's a deck for dream work, really. It's a deck for going deep and looking within yourself. So for me, it's a perfect deck for working with this kind of energy. And there's one more thing I want to say here. She just told me to be who I am, be exactly who I am. And that, I think that was the summation of the conversation. If you want to wear a fancy headdress, wear a fancy headdress, to be exactly who you are. If you feel like carrying a pitchfork, carry a pitchfork. And if you want to ride your broom, ride your broom. And that was, it was just great, this little conversation I had with this figure. And then I was reminded of another deck in my collection, the Dream Keeper's Tarot, which is a deck that I have never worked with. I've gone to the guidebook many times. I've pulled a few random cards here and there. When I first saw the deck, I was really intrigued with it, and I loved some of the images. And then when I got it, I felt that was not something I was ready to work with or wanting to work with. And I haven't given it away because I love the guidebook. So anyway, during all of this last night, I was called to pull a card from the Dream Keepers. And so that's what we're going to do today. And in the Dream Keepers Tarot Guidebook, Liz Houston writes that the Justice card speaks to the mirror of reality and delivers a just outcome in the end. And I was just intrigued that she used the word mirror as well too, and that I had never really considered the Justice card as a mirror card. And in the deck, in the Falarcos, the Justice is not an 11, it's an 8. So I don't know how that works for you, but I've done quite a bit of study and reflection on the 8 versus the 11, the placement of the card. And I can work with it in either place, but it was really nice to see that continuity of thought through 2 very dreamy decks. So my card for tomorrow is going to be from Liz Houston's Dreamkeepers Tarot. These are the backs of the cards. And if you don't have this, I can... That's actually a really lovely card. Wow. I haven't pulled that one. Again, another feminine deck. All kinds of strange images, and some of them are more easy to interpret than others. And I just know that it's going to kind of take me in the same place. So the decks that I've been working with are the, and I said the name wrong yesterday. It's Ember and Aura Tarot. I put them all on my desk here so you can see. So these are the ones I've used for the Gratitude Challenge so far. The Ember and Amber. The Chemonette. The Falarcos. Or Falarcos. My Italian is not great. And the deck today that I'm pulling from is the Dreamkeepers Tarot. Hello, hi. I don't really understand your question. Okay, so I'm going to draw my card with the attitude of continuing to work through heart-centered medicine of gratitude, processing energy that is not flowing in the heart space so that my heart, my energetic heart, will be clean and clear and open, and that I can embrace unconditional love for myself and others, which is one of the highest frequencies of this heart space. So what is it that I need to work with for the next 24 hours? Ooh, I might have to look at 2 cards. Aw, so sweet. Wow, this is the 6 of Cups. So that really dives into the heart space. Those 2 little babies. And the color and the stars. Another dream. Definitely another dream. So that's what I'm going to be working with tomorrow. And I have pulled this card before, and one of the things that intrigued me was the swan, the bird that these 2 are floating on. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for today. Jamie, do you have any other questions or anything you want to share? For those of you that are watching in the background, I'm going to be on 2 more times today Oh, I meant to put up the link. So at 11:11, I'll be on Facebook, not on my own page, but I'll be on the Oracle. So it's called the Oracle Emporium. It says the Oracle Seashelt, Whistler Seashelt, and West Vancouver. And so there's a panel every Tuesday. I think there's 4 more Tuesdays until the end of July at 11:11, and we do a panel psychic readings. And then I'll be back on my own channel on YouTube at 12 o'clock today for live readings. So I hope that I see some of you there and then. All right, stay well and hope to see you soon. I'll answer your question, and the answer is no, definitely not. And if you want to ask me a specific question, you can come back and chat with me at 12 o'clock. Okay, stay well, my friends, and I'll see you in the gratitude challenge tomorrow, which will likely be pre-recorded. Thank you for being here. Namaste.